Welcome to Fireline. I'm Bill Wade, a captain with the Tampa Fire Department. As we enter this holiday season, some of the things that you and I take for granted, shelter, food, and a few gifts for ourselves and our kids, are only a wish for many others. There are untold thousands of children in this community that will go through this holiday season never knowing the joy of a holiday feast on the table or presents under the tree. The many children of poverty did nothing wrong. They are just caught by circumstances in a home that has too little income, too many mouths to feed, or a parent that has lost their job due to economics or illness. No matter the situation, as you sit watching reruns of It's a Wonderful Life, they will experience the pain and want of need. That's the bad news. The good news is there are many good people and agencies out there who are working hard to help lift some of the burden of poverty during the holiday season. Metropolitan Ministries will feed and house many of the needy people. Likewise, so will the Salvation Army. Another agency that operates in the city of Tampa and Hillsborough County is Sincerely Santa. The Tampa Police and Fire Departments, along with Hillsborough County Fire Rescue, are proud to be partners with Sincerely Santa. In the studio with me here today are several people from the Sincerely Santa program and Hillsborough County Fire Rescue. I have Erin, Chief Robby Hancock of Hillsborough County Fire Rescue, and Dinah Stem. Thank you for joining me here today in the studio.
Thanks for having us. It's nice being here.
Now, Dinah, I understand you're the president of the Sincerely Santa organization. Can you just kind of give us an idea of the background of Sincerely Santa, what the organization's about, its goals?
Sure. The organization was actually started about 9 years ago by the Tampa Bay Mall in Q105, and Doug Bartley, who is the marketing director for Faison. And when the program started, there were 250 children in the program. And as you know, this Christmas will be in excess of 7,000 children. Wow. So the program has grown every year. And it's a wonderful program. We do everything in our power with the help of you guys to make Christmas truly come true for some of these needy kids. So it's about a 9-year-old program.
Now, Erin, as I understand it, though, so people don't get the wrong idea, this isn't just a toy drive. I understand there's a lot more things than toys that you all do.
Oh, you're right, Bill. What the children ask for most times are a toy or a toothbrush or clothes or just personal hygiene items. They're a blanket to keep them warm. They ask for a pillow. Just basic necessity things that you and I take for granted that we are so fortunate to have. And it's right here in our own community. That's what caught me. You see 1 or 2 of these letters, you make 1 or 2 deliveries, and the children just really take your heart away, and you can't help being involved.
Now, before we get much into the children, let me understand also, just for the people watching not familiar with this program, your funding doesn't come from United Way or any government agency?
No.
Where's the funding come from?
No, absolutely not. The funding comes from the generosity of the citizens in our community and also corporate sponsors. But no one associated with the program is paid in any way. It's all strictly volunteer, and we raise money, and it's just people's generosity and their good hearts during the spirit of the holidays.
And you said there were some special corporate sponsors?
Right, Bill. IBM, of course, is a major sponsor, and they have been sponsoring the program since its existence. But there are also organizations. We have, the malls, Tampa Bay Mall and West Shore Mall, we're in there this year. They allow us space so we can display the letters, and that's where it really begins. Then we have people like Doug Bartley from Faison. We have Barnett Plaza, downtown Sunbank, Nations Bank. I'm sure there are too many for me to mention. But, and then the primary thrust of the program comes from the community. These are people who go by the mall, pick out a letter, and go buy for that child.
Now, before we get too much into the explanation, Channel 8, News Channel 8 was nice enough to let us borrow some tapes of a news article they did a couple of years ago about this program. We're going to go ahead and watch that for just a minute, get a little bit of an overview of the program. We'll be right back to you all.
Okay, great.
They don't take up a lot of space in the mall, but they'll sure fill your heart, especially when you look at where all the love goes. Okay. Bay Area teachers select disadvantaged children to write letters with their Christmas wishes to Santa. At the Sincerely Santa centers set up in area malls, shoppers have a chance to make those wishes come true.
So Sincerely Santa is here to give something to those kids. The kids that normally wouldn't get anything for Christmas, or maybe a few small items. We have a lot of generous people that come by here that pick numerous amount of gifts for these kids.
The next step is the best part, when they get to deliver the presents. This morning's run was lots of fun as Santa and his helpers rode into Ruskin Elementary on a fire engine.
Can we have a Jose? Merry Christmas!
Good.
What is this? Oh, thank you!
You're welcome.
Dinah, now we got a little bit of overview. I understand this program basically starts with a child in a classroom doing a school project, writing a letter to Sincerely Santa. Can you give us an idea of how the entire program works?
Okay, the children they begin the project in October, writing letters to Santa. And then the teachers in each of the classrooms, and this year it's kindergarten through the 3rd grade, they select the letters from the children that they know are needy. In other words, they're either on the free lunch program, they're below poverty level. The teachers know more about these children than anyone because they spend so much time with them. So the teachers select those letters that should be in the program. They send those letters to us at IBM. We take those letters and we number them so we don't lose any children. And then we put them in the computer so we can keep track of them. We take various letters to the malls. And this year we're in West Shore and we'll be in Tampa Bay Mall. We also display them at various office buildings downtown. And people go by, select a letter from a child that they want to sponsor. Then they go buy for that child, bring those gifts back to us at Sincerely Santa. We package them in these beautiful Santa bags, tag them, and then thanks to the Hillsborough County firefighters and the Tampa police and firemen, we get most of those gifts delivered. We do have some individuals that deliver, but the bulk of the deliveries are done by the wonderful police and firemen in Tampa.
Now, we haven't talked much yet to Robby Hancock yet from Hillsborough County. This is probably where we need to bring you in. Could you explain how the fire departments got involved with this organization? I understand it's only been a couple of years that the police and fire have been involved in helping out.
Certainly, Bill. Approximately 5 years ago, I got a call I was probably mid-December, and actually got a phone message at the office to call Mr. Tom Mitchell with IBM. Really had no idea what it was about other than some Santa project. And when I gave him a call, it was the Sincerely Santa program. He explained a little bit about it and asked if I thought we may be able to help him out, we being the firefighters in the fire department. And said, well, it was something that certainly sounded interesting and I'd like to meet with him, which I went and met with him, and we dove in with all feet and personnel, trucks and everything, if you will, because we were at mid-December and it was at a crisis point. And so we got done with that year. The next year, we got started a little bit earlier, a little bit more involved, and gave me the opportunity to invite the personnel from the Tampa Fire Department also to get involved, because what we found was while most of the packages were out in the county areas, there were a number in the city. We delivered them that first year. The second year, Tampa Fire thankfully got involved because that took a load off of us. And the one sidelight and what helped with the fire departments is we tended to be able to find the places because we're out in those communities and in those areas. And it also helped us out a little bit in getting us into some of those areas where whenever we then got a call later on that we may not have known where this little park was, because a lot of them are trailer parks and the migrant labor areas. So it gave us that opportunity to get out there in the areas. Once you get involved, you're not going to get away. It latches onto you. So,
Absolutely.
And that, like I said, that was 5 years ago, and I probably will be here from now on. So.
That's excellent. About how many firefighters will participate? I understand you have some that really get involved and others that help out.
Yeah, we do. And most every station actually ends up delivering some. The guys deliver. We have folks that deliver on duty. We do that on duty on the apparatus. We also have people that volunteer their time and come in with their own vehicles, and there's probably around a dozen to 2 dozen of those that come in with their own vehicles and deliver, and we let them use our apparatus if we have reserve vehicles available. We have one area in particular, and I'd like to highlight, and that's the Wiamama Fire Station. Wiamama has some particular issues with the number of children that come in and out during the seasons and the growing and everything. And one of our captains down there took a special interest in that, Captain Eric Kendrew. By name, I hate to single him out because I'm going to leave somebody else out when I do that, but I would like to single him out because he did take an interest and actually started a little program of his own, if you will, to address the family and the needs of the families and children in that area. Where Sincerely Santa melds into this program is that we come in and help them, the Sincerely Santa program. I say we, being Sincerely Santa sitting here today, come in and actually help the fire station with toys and gifts to deliver, and then they go out and deliver them to the community itself.
That's amazing. And of course, Dinah, we don't want to forget to mention the Tampa Police Department also
Absolutely.
has gotten involved through
Absolutely.
Corporal Julie Prouty.
Correct.
And how did they get involved? How long have they been helping out?
They've been helping out, I think, for the last 3 or 4 years and they can get into places that we can't go into safely. And Julie was the catalyst for getting the police involved. And really, the program would have died had it not been for the firemen and the policemen, because we just could not reach these thousands of children. And thanks to those people, I mean, the program is living on and getting bigger every year. So,
and you mentioned it's getting bigger. About how many children do you think Sincerely Santa will touch this year?
Well, I have personally numbered 5,000 letters, and I still have a file cabinet, and the letters are still coming in from some of the schools. So it's going to be a big undertaking this year.
It must take a lot of volunteers in the mall. You have one volunteer that actually spends his whole holiday season just doing the gift pickups from the mall?
We have one citizen that Larry Carter, and he's in his own business. He has a tree cutting service, and when he's not up in top of a tree, he is out picking up gifts no matter what part of town and he's been involved in the program. I think this is his 6th year. He came by Tampa Bay Center one year, picked up a letter from a child, came back and asked if he could volunteer to deliver. So, and since that day, he is our most faithful volunteer. I mean, he spends hundreds of hours during the holiday season doing whatever we need him to do. So he's terrific.
What a great guy. Now, we're going to take just a moment,
okay,
and we're going to go back. Once again, our friends at News Channel 8 have supplied us with another news story that they did a couple of years ago that shows one of those deliveries actually occurring, and I think this will really tell the story of Sincerely Santa.
Underprivileged children write letters to Santa, and his helpers in the Bay Area, namely you, help Santa fulfill the wishes expressed in those letters. Today, photographer Steve Shaw and I had the privilege of riding along with Sincerely Santa volunteer Joe Stem as he made his rounds.
Christmas is a time when people come together, and we have a slogan at Sincerely Santa that says, "Working together, we can make a difference," and that's what we try to do.
Microscope. I love chemistry and science. Oh, creativity. My favorite subject.
Wow.
Accessory tray.
That's neat. Rosalie Thompson is 8. Her brother Alistair, 11. Their mom, Violet, is single and unemployed. But today, thanks to the people of Tampa Bay and volunteers like Joe Stem...
I feel wonderful.
Why?
Because this is the best Christmas I've ever had.
Rosalie and her family weren't expecting this, and Sincerely Santa wasn't even done.
We have a couple other little items here you might like.
Oh, your makeup like that is good.
For Rosalie.
Bike!
It's your brand new bike.
You hit the jackpot, person. I hit the jackpot.
You sure did.
You're going to need one, too.
Sure you are.
Ride with your sister.
How's things, darling?
Dual handbrakes and the whole bit.
Oh, that's just wonderful.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, buddy.
Thank you.
Hi.
You guys know how to ride a two-wheeler?
Yes, I do.
Do ya? How about it? Try it out. Be careful.
Thanks to Sincerely Santa, this scene was repeated by some 5,000 children in the Bay Area this year. And that's why Mrs. Thompson isn't giving up hope, not for her family or for this world.
We all have to keep the faith, and I believe that we go mad if we didn't think there are more good people in this world than bad people. And one has to keep an open mind and just always be positive and know that there's more good than bad in this world.
What a great story. Erin, however, some people would be concerned about the children's confidentiality, their addresses and stuff like that. What does Sincerely Santa do to protect these children's confidentiality?
We're very, very careful with that, and what happens is the children's letters are displayed in the malls with only a first name. There are no last names, no addresses displayed, and just the fire department and police department, of course, the internal Sincerely Santa folks have privy to that information, but we do not display any last names for the children, and that's how we protect them, and we're very, very careful with that.
Now, you know, we've been talking about the children a lot, but of course a big part of this is the people who actually donate the gifts, see the letters and donate the gifts, and we're getting an idea now how the program works. You were telling me some of the things that motivate people to donate these, to go out and buy, you know, fulfill these letters, fulfill these wishes. What were some of those stories?
There's just so many. What happens when people come in and just look at these letters, all it takes is 5 minutes. You look at one letter and you're hooked, but there's a couple of them that I really think of. There's one last year that a little boy wrote in. He was 5 or 6 years old. And he said, "Dear Santa, all I want for Christmas are flowers for my brother's grave." I hope I don't get choked up, but you know, at 6 years old, that's the last thing I thought of, anything like that. I wanted Barbie dolls and all this great stuff, but here's a little boy who wanted flowers for his brother's grave. We've got one this year, a little boy asked for a Bible.
For his brother.
For his brother. Another little boy this year asked for a belt to hold up his pants. I mean, this is all these kids asked for, one little thing.
The other thing too that we had talked about earlier was some people, the people who actually donate, they're motivated by something, maybe some tragedy happened in their life. I think you mentioned because children had passed on and stuff.
Absolutely. Dinah just got a call yesterday, as a matter of fact, from an older couple, a grandmother and grandfather, and they lost their granddaughter this year. And what they would like to do is donate to the program and sponsor a child in the name of their granddaughter that they lost. And that just came in yesterday. And these are the type of stories. It's everyday life. And, you know, it's out there and it's in our community. And we can do something. We can touch these children's lives as a group, as a team, with the police and the fire and the citizens and corporate. I mean, we all come together as a team and we can make a difference. That's our slogan.
Yes, we make a difference.
You know, we make a difference.
Certainly do. We have one more videotape that our friends from News Channel 8 have let us use. We'll watch that, and I think once again they'll show us some of those letters. We'll see some of those people who actually do take the letters and fill them. And we come back, I believe you've brought some letters along for us to look at. So let's go ahead to that videotape, and we come back, we'll look at some of these letters.
Great.
And after Thanksgiving comes Christmas, but not everyone can count on a visit from Santa Claus. Some parents can't afford presents for their kids, but there is a Bay Area organization pouring love and goodwill into the lives of thousands of these children, sending gifts signed Sincerely Santa.
I play with my Barbie and I put them, instead of the bathing suit, I put on a regular clothes. And Mom helped me too. And I did too.
9-year-old Elise and her little sister Ilana remember last Christmas when Tampa policemen and firefighters brought presents. And this year, Elise wants a kitchen set.
We have small food and it pretends like it's for real.
And her sister a paint kit.
The one with the paint that doesn't get on the fingers.
The girls live in a cheap motel on Tampa's Florida Avenue. They're like thousands of Hillsborough school students who write letters to Santa each year. Adam wants a Batman toy, Gabrielle a Bible for her little brother, and Heather just wants her dad to be home. The charity Sincerely Santa collects the letters from schools and shows them to mall shoppers who make the kids' dreams come true.
It only takes 5 minutes to come by and read a letter and take that letter and go shop for that child. And I guarantee if you stop and read one letter, you'll be back.
The gifts are delivered by Christmas, sometimes in grand style.
When we give that child that toy, then it's worth every hour that we put into it, because that child really believes in the magic of Christmas.
Sincerely Santa is displaying letters at West Shore Plaza right now and will also be at Tampa Bay Center by next weekend. The organization delivered gifts to 7,000 kids last year, and they may double that number this year.
That's a great story.
It is.
We really thank our friends from News Channel 8 for letting us show
Absolutely.
this. And they really bring us home and shows how many children y'all touch. And once again, this where you deliver to the schools is helpful, but also a lot of the toys go straight to the children's houses, and the things they request go straight to the children's houses.
The majority of them do.
A majority of them.
Right.
And once again, now I see some of these letters that we've been talking about are here on your left, and you picked out a few of the special ones that you wanted to read. What do you have there?
Well, every year as I'm numbering these letters, and I read every one of them, they're special letters that touch your heart. So this one really touched me last week, and I'd like to read it. It's from a little boy named Ryan, and he says, "I have tried to be good, Santa. Please bring my grandpa something nice to make him happy. He misses Grandma so much. He has been good to me when I was in the hospital. They gave me a pacemaker so that my heart would beat better. Could you bring me some books and arts and crafts? And I like puzzles too." So that was a letter last week that I was reading when I was in the office, and a friend of mine was sitting there, and he said, "Why are you crying?" And I said, "Again, read this letter." So he read the letter, and he said, "I want that letter. I'm taking this letter." And this letter really was what precipitated the article yesterday in the Tampa Tribune, which has brought in tremendous support. I received over 40 phone calls yesterday from that article alone. Another letter that is my favorite this year.
She has a lot of favorites now, by the way.
It's from a little boy named Stephen. And he says, "I don't cry anymore. I am happy I get to go to the park when it is a nice day. I know how to count. I am happy my mom said she might give me ice cream money when she goes to work tonight. I would like a pickup truck, a little car, and a cop car, and a t-shirt." And I just thought this was really sad, because in checking out this letter, this little boy is alone at night while his mom goes to work, but he doesn't cry anymore. He's not afraid anymore. So.
And how old is he, Dinah?
He is 6 years old. 6 years old.
Now, I also see that these letters, some of them do have a place on the bottom for siblings and stuff, and the teachers put
correct
special needs and comments of just clothing and
they put their sizes. The teachers give us their sizes. A lot of the teachers will put on there that these children need clothes, and we're talking about basic clothes. And the teachers will give us the sizes so that when people pick up these letters to go buy the items, they have the sizes to buy.
Now, we talk about clothes, but we even mentioned that some children don't even have a place to put their clothes, and you actually delivered some furniture once.
Oh boy.
This is a great story.
Like I said, I've been in the program 9 years, and this is probably my all-time favorite story. We had a letter about 5 or 6 years ago. It was one of those years when we had just a lot of letters, and we didn't know how we were going to fill them. So Tom Mitchell, who is in the studio today and one of my peers, we had this letter from a little girl named Hope. And all she was asking for was a little pink dresser and some clothes. And she wanted the dresser to put her clothes in because they were on the floor. So we posted that letter in the Sincerely Santa office. And every time we would get a little sad that maybe we weren't going to be able to pull this year off, we kept reading that letter and we kept saying, we'll go for it, you know. And on Christmas Day, my husband found this child in the migrant camps in Waimama. And she was living in a trailer with 9 families. And when we carried that little pink dresser in, seeing her face was worth every hour that we ever put into the program. So that's my all-time favorite story. But we have stories like that every day in this program. Hundreds, thousands.
Chief Hancock, what's the most unusual gift that you, I mean, you've been involved with the program 5 years. I know the bicycles are probably a favorite.
Right, the bicycles are probably the ones that get the biggest response. And probably one of the stories that goes along with the bicycles is one that was delivered by one of our ladder trucks, but it was delivered to a home, and it was out in the Valrico area. And the people, we sometimes have a concern about maybe one child might get a gift in the family and maybe every other child won't. That's one of the reasons for the siblings, is to hopefully address that issue. But one of the captains tells a story of he delivered this bicycle, and they used a ladder truck because it gave them some place to put the bicycle, which was up in the bucket of the ladder truck as they hauled it out there. But they got out there with this bicycle, and the family actually had 6 children. And the bicycle was, if you will, was for Bill. You know, was for the child named Bill. But when they took the bicycle off of there, the children, the whole family, got the bicycle. It wasn't Bill's bicycle. Every child in that family was excited about Bill getting the bike, because that now meant they had a bicycle. So it goes across. And sometimes some of the guys, with the things they deal with and the things we face in our job, you get a little hardened sometimes, but this is something where there's not one of them out there that hasn't been touched by this program and the response they get from the children. I mean, we really get the great end of it. We're delivering the packages. It's very gratifying.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And could you see a 6-year-old boy, a little boy, looking up at this fire truck
with a bicycle,
you know, with the uniform, with a police car pulling up with the delivery, and these are great role models for these children as well.
Absolutely.
Great role models.
This is great. Dinah, we're reaching the end of our show. We're almost out of time. Hopefully, we've told people quite a bit now about your program. Is there any way that people can get a hold of you and say, yes, I want to help? I'm sure you need volunteers and donations and stuff.
They can call me at 872-2108 or 690-0133. The easiest number is 872-2108, and leave a message if I'm not there or I'm on the phone.
Okay. And is there an address they can write to you at?
Yes, they can write it in care of IBM, and we're located at 3109 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, and that's Tampa 33607.
And checks should be made out to Sincerely Santa.
Make the checks out to
Sincerely Santa.
Sincerely Santa, because I understand, Erin, that even if people don't have time, because they get busy around this time of year to actually, they can actually donate money. What will you do with the money then?
Oh,
I understand you send a little elf to go buy a whole toy
that's another
stores.
Great story. I don't know if we'll have enough
go ahead. You got a minute.
But what we do with the money is that a lot of times, and people get all different kinds of requests. They may come in and say, please find me a little boy who wants a bicycle, or find me brothers, and they'll send you money to cover that, and we'll select. Or they just send us a check, and the letters that are not picked up, because this year we have 3 weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Last year we had 4, so it's even more of a challenge. But they'll send us a check, and you'd be surprised how far we can stretch a dollar. Because we'll go into a Montgomery Ward or Radio Shack or Home Shoppers, and they will give us deep discounts so we can buy out a whole toy store. Last year, Dinah went into Montgomery Ward and bought out the entire toy store at over 50% off, and it goes so far for these children. It really does.
Well, hopefully we've reached out and touched some people, let them know about the program.
Thank you.
Hopefully this program will go on for many years to come. I know it sounds like a very great program, and I know Tampa Fire Rescue, Tampa Police, and Hillsborough County are very happy to be involved with you.
Thank you.
We challenge you, come in and read one letter. Just one letter.
Just one letter,
and that's all.
Yeah, you'll be there.
Thank you very much for your
Thank
time.
you.
Great.
We hope you enjoyed the show. For Fireline, I'm Bill Wade, Tampa Fire Department. Have a good day.